Hi, I'm Sam, and for someone who has always a lot to say, I'm now struggling to find the right words to start. I was born in a Christian home as the youngest of 6 children. My parents weren't always Christian. They converted from Hinduism after experiencing God. At birth, my mom faced a traumatic life-threatening cesarean delivery, and at that time she prayed the Hannah prayer, that if God would give her this baby, she would give the child to serve Him. God heard her cry, and that's how and why I was named Samuel, and it means God was heard. I grew up in a home where God was the center of everything. I was in Standard 7 when I gave my heart to Jesus at a church crusade. But at the same time in high school, I fell into the wrong crowd, partying, lots of drinking. But I was very capable of hiding almost everything from everyone. After college, I came to Cape Town and met my beautiful wife, Michelle. As they say, the rest is history. Michelle and I married in 98, bought our first home, and were blessed with 3 beautiful children, Samisha, Seth, and Jesse. During these years, I battled endlessly with alcohol, but refused to acknowledge it. Through marriage difficulties, failed businesses, ventures, and massive financial setbacks, I continued to drink. Almost everything seemed to quietly disappear for a while, and as always, just resurfaced again. I had a criminal record of drunken driving, and I was a very constructive alcoholic in the sense of I had almost everything. I had a good job, I had a company vehicle, and we had a good home, and everything was looking great. But alcohol was the biggest and one of the disastrous problems that I experienced. We encountered Edge Church for the first time, as many do, for our kids when Samisha attended Holiday Club in 2012, and Seth followed Samisha, and Michelle began attending the services in 2020, taking Jesse with her. I, however, stayed with my church, and my struggle with alcohol continued. I remained oblivious to the hurt I was causing my family. Eventually, something shifted in me. I thought, if you can't beat them, join them, and began my journey at Edge Church. I remember attending the welcome home dinner, skeptical about moving in. By the end of the evening, I signed up for my very first holiday club in June. Not my doing, if I must be honest, but because I was trying to something different. A month later, 2.5 years ago, on the 22nd of July, it was a Friday evening, and our entire world shattered. Seth, our son, was tragically taken from us. So many things changed from that cold, rainy night. And I think if I needed to say, the question that I had in my mind right there was, why me? Why us? God, I'm a Christian. And the only memory I really have is watching Seth lay down there on the cold pavement. And my prayer was, God, wake him up. Wake him up. That day, everything changed. I chose Jesus instead of the world. During this unforgiving time, it was the most difficult and challenging decision I've ever made. I began a journey of recovery, confronting my addiction and brokenness. And my wife, through this entire period, helped me through the journey of being made new. Through the process of addiction, I never wanted to know that I had a problem. But for the first time, I decided to take being a Christian, being a Christ follower, more seriously. I needed this pain or this loss to make some sense. I must try this commitment of all in. I decided that Fridays were my weakest day, with all the partying with business buddies and others, and made it my strongest day in serving at Epic and elevating the parking team outside. It was very difficult at first. Seeing all the young kids, especially Seth's school friends and fellow colleagues, I needed the hurting to make sure I reminded myself that I needed to be grounded. It was difficult also seeing parents bring in their kids at Seth's age and driving up to drop them off at church. And I longed for that again. I also joined a life group attended Freedom, and even explored grief care. Over time, I became a life group co-leader and a qualified recovery facilitator. I am now a different father, a better husband, and someone who serves or strives to help others walk the path I once struggled through. I decided to let others in to help where I struggled my entire life, in the sense of addiction, fatherhood, being a husband, a brother. I want to help those like me that need their place in the sometimes wicked journey of life. My family endured so much because of me. While I was present, I was extremely absent. A husband, a father trapped in addiction. I thank them for their patience, love and support through it all. I also thank God who never gave up on me. Today, I'm 2 years and 4 months sober. Recovery is still a daily choice, and I'm grateful that God still chooses me. He has so much more for me and my life and my purpose. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. No matter where you are on your journey, God has definitely got more. His plans exceeded anything I could have ever imagined. Thank you.